Audrey Hepburn was, and still is, one of the most influential style icons of Hollywood, and famous for being French designer Givenchy's muse, and for setting legendary fashion standards for her time. This image that we have of her today was the star image that was created for her by the star system. In Richard Dyer's 1998 publication of Stars, he presents the argument that the star system is based on the manipulation of the star's image. Both stardom and particular stars are seen as owing their existence solely to the machinery of their production, meaning that a star is basically brought up to their fame and success by the image that the system produced for them, and we see that through Audrey Hepburn's filmography.
I know, you modella. Model.
Thank you.
Ecco qua, finito. It's perfect.
Hepburn made her first Hollywood debut in Roman Holiday in 1953, when the industry is starting to get its stream of method actors like Marlon Brando and its sultry bombshells like Marilyn Monroe. Hepburn was slim, boyish. Her small frame and soft attitude gave her a childlike quality.
Bonjour, Paris!
Her range of acting was not the widest. She couldn't really be portrayed the same way alongside a new wave of actors. So her star quality remained in the classical sense: fashionable, beautiful, and personable.
I like it! Take the picture, take the picture!
Therefore, Hollywood gave her the roles of the innocent, the princess, or the young woman who needs the guidance of an older love interest. In his book, Dyer points out that a function of the star phenomenon is reinforcing the status quo. In the case of the characters that were created for Hepburn, it's sticking to her personable star image and illustrating the status quo of the patriarchal society.
I think we ought to use her in the shot, miss.
Okay.
Hepburn's various older on-screen lovers symbolizes her struggle against the status quo of patriarchy in the system. In her films, we also see a trend of Hepburn's characters undergoing some form of makeover or transformation, reinforcing the idea that her appearance and fashion sense completes her character, and ultimately her star image.
You didn't recognize me, did you? Have I changed? Have I really changed?
In some scenarios, however, we see a glimpse of Hepburn's strive for individuality in her characters.
Here?
More.
Here.
Even more.
Where?
There. I'm here to make a simple delivery and I find myself being pillaged and plundered. Well, I'll have no more of it. I don't want my hair cut. I don't want my eyebrows up or down. I want them right where they are. I see no functional advantage in a marvelous mouth.
This is one of the examples that illustrates Hepburn's rebellious and hard-headed qualities, similar to the charming innocence of a child.
I hate this nightgown.
Dyer touches on one of the relationships to prevalent norms. In the seduction scenario, the hero breaks the rules or norms, but in a charming way. Many of Hepburn's films have the theme of her being confined in the status quo, but trying to break free to express her individuality.
Hey!
In Roman Holiday, she plays a princess who is bound by her duties and obligations. Her craving for freedom and adventure causes her to run off to experience the world outside. This is also seen in Funny Face. Her character Jo agrees to be the new face of a fashion publication. At one point, she neglects her obligation of her gala appearance to go meet the professor.
You couldn't have a more loyal disciple of empathicalism than I.
There's no role that screams individuality and nonconformity for Hepburn other than her character Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's. She has a long line of men to make her ends meet, and she does whatever she wants on her own will and freedom. Holly's character allows her to manipulate the patriarchy around her instead of struggling against it.
He's too prim and cautious to be my absolute ideal.
Which brings us back to the point of Hepburn's struggle against the patriarchy. At the end of a lot of her films, she ends up needing her male counterparts. And even though Holly Golightly's character did model the modern woman of the time, she finally agrees to be with Paul at the end of the film, via a prize ring from a Cracker Jack box. Even though Audrey Hepburn's star image was constructed and confined within the standards of the star system, she was able to translate her struggle through her acting and characters, which somehow added these idiosyncrasies to her star quality in a beautiful way.
Il me prend dans ses bras et me parle tout